are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on the first day of the Masters. Of course, some rain in Georgia right now. Looks like it's cleared up or is clearing up, and we're supposed to get underway from Augusta National. The honorary tee shots from Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, and Tom Watson. So that should be about 10:30. We have the monitor on here. I believe right now they're showing Cam Smith warming up, which is kind of interesting. No, that is actually Jake Knapp. I proved to be wrong here. But Augusta, I'm riled. And after this system goes through, it's going to be a hot week. I think, around 80 the rest of the tournament. No rain, maybe a little wind, which probably the golfers will welcome given the heat that we're expected to see. But I think everybody's fired up and ready to see those first tee shots go down the fairway.
Oh, yeah. You kidding me?
Yeah, dude.
Delayed start is tough, dude. The rain, the Wi-Fi here, can't load it on my laptop right now, but that's fine, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're adaptable. And by the way, I know we talked about it on the Gaming Corner last night, but happy birthday to Jason Libertelli.
Yes, dude. What a huge happy birthday to him.
Across the pond.
Obviously across the pond. 5 hours into his birthday, honestly.
Did he talk
ahead
to
of
you?
us,
Any drinking today? Like,
well, no, last night at midnight over there, so about 7 o'clock here, there was beers in hand, dude.
Wow.
And I would imagine, I don't know, today's Thursday. I'll probably get him up after the show and see, because by then it'll be, close to 5 o'clock his time. So
what was
pretty
always
crazy.
the deal? You guys going kind of toe to toe, similar, or were you out ahead of them a little bit with like the drinking?
I guess it depends on what night you would catch us, but yeah, I'd say we're similar. Yeah,
Similar.
definitely, dude.
But
definitely.
if you had to put your money up like in some type of contest, you'd take yourself all day.
I would take myself all day. I think Jay's big, like when he does get a little too much in him, he just kind of disappears and you'll find him sleeping, sort of deal. So he pulls that out a lot,
Yeah. We've been there before.
For sure, dude.
That's for sure. And so we will have the first group, after of course the honorary tee shots going off at 10:30. We're gonna see Eric Van Ruin and Jake Knapp, who's warming up on the screen in front of me here, off the tee at 10:30, and then at the 10:42. So that's a twosome. We're gonna have a threesome off the tee at 10:42. Former Masters champ, and he's currently on the PGA Tour Champions, but he's won 2 Masters from Spain, Jose Maria Azubal.
Wow.
I feel like I said that as best as I could. He's teeing off at 10:42 with Taylor Moore and the amateur from Chile, Santiago de la Fuente. So that's the 10:42 group. And then the following group after them will be Danny Willett, the former Masters champ, with Austin Eckroat and Steven Yeager, 2 guys who have won earlier this season. And as the day goes on, we'll have more, former champs and just, all the big names, getting underway. I believe Tiger's tee time is now at 3:54. So he's going to be playing with Jason Day and Max Homa. I know Riley, I think last night was saying that he likes Homa. But it's just with him, I don't know. I just feel like he's come up short in the majors. We've seen it a bunch of recent. So kind of hard for me to think he's going to do something here. You never know. And you also have at 4:06, Brian Harmon, Brooks Koepka, Tom Kim. And it's kind of interesting. I was listening to PGA Tour radio this morning. They actually had Tarico and Nance doing a simultaneous interview, which is pretty cool, with Taylor Zarzer. But I guess Brooks is a little tight that they got that pairing because Brian Harmon, known to take very long, slow pace of play. And I forgot, it might even have been Bryson that he had a problem with the pace of play years ago, something like that. So Brooks, just no patience.
I thought he got mad at the last Masters for that too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, it was definitely that definitely did happen at the last Masters.
How much does that like mess up a player? Like the fact that your partner has a pace
I know
of play?
myself. It's so like, oh my God, too deep. Imagine when you pull up to like a par 3, 2 groups deep at the tee box.
Especially, that's what I'm saying. When you kind of get into like a rhythm, and I especially for those pro players, I mean, they probably get into a rhythm that's not even anywhere near what I feel like. And like, if I were to take like 5 minutes, 10 minutes off, it's not even like you can't hit the ball, but it's like your whole mechanics. Like you have a routine and everything just kind of feels off.
And you're tight.
Yeah, it throws you tight. You're pissed. Yeah. It's not good.
One thing I threw in late, I feel like this is pretty good. And I know it's like one of those things, probably a trap. But it was Brooks head-to-head with Matsuyama plus 142. Like, are you kidding me?
Like, there you go. Money.
Like, I mean, I know Matsuyama's good. Like, he's won tournaments, but I don't know. I just feel like Brooks is going to take him out.
No, I agree.
So I'm riled about that. As Knapp continues to warm up here. Kind of interesting. They're just set on Knapp. Was this supposed to be just general feed, Tony, when you pulled this up?
Yes, I believe. Just
okay.
Why do you want?
No. It's good. I'm just saying. I was just curious why they're just only on Knapp.
Yeah, that is kind of
warming up. But you see the tee time flashing across the bottom. I am so jacked up to watch this.
It's gonna be sick, dude.
We have some comments.
Yes, of course we have some comments. Excuse me, comments. Here we go. Of course, we have our very own. Excuse me, from the company of Jace. Josh B with the big let's go. Says, what up, fam? Tough loss for the Yanks last night. All good though. Hashtag TCA. Hashtag the sports board. Hashtag DTV, dude.
Let's go.
Bang, dude. A little quiet this morning on a rainy Thursday morning.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's, getting their morning activities done before the first tee shots.
I know, right? Taking advantage of the postponement to get those last minute grocery shopping or heads up bets, dude. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, starving.
Yeah, honestly, me too. I was thinking the same thing, bro.
Normally, I'm not like that either. I don't know if it was because of last night. I only had a little bit of pizza. Dude, starving.
Oh, dude, it definitely was because of last night. A little bit of pizza, and then I ran this morning too. And it's always just like, so when I run in the morning, it's like jump starts my hunger. Like right after I shower, I'm just, oh my God, dude.
At the bar watching the Masters, having the Brajol.
So the cab, dude.
With the cab.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous. The bar seemed pretty dope there, actually.
Yeah. Honestly, great restaurant just in general, dude. Like, and then they had like a back patio area too, dude. Like, so good.
That was definitely awesome. So let's get started here. Obviously, we got the Masters coverage here. So once we get some activity there, I'll be sure to mention what's going on. Showing Bryson right now having a chuckle on the range here.
Tired of seeing Knapp.
Makes you want to take a nap. But let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So unfortunately, the Yankees dropping the final game of their series with the Marlins 5-2 last night. And this is a game where they definitely had their opportunities. 10 left. This is a game. Base 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. We were watching this entire thing during the gaming corner. And especially at the end, there was a rally. But it just unfortunately weren't able to get the job done. Judge up with the bases loaded. Rewinding anyway, you had Marcus Stroman versus Ryan Weathers, and Weathers definitely with the upper hand in this pitching matchup. Went 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, did walk 3, but struck out 1, and held this Yankee lineup at bay. Marcus Stroman ran into some trouble. 4 runs allowed in the 3rd inning here. And of course, the big blow, a hanging curveball right over the middle of the plate to Jake Berger. That one went 425 off the bat. And really from that point, there was a couple of situations like the bottom of the ninth where you felt like they had an opportunity but weren't able to get it done. A positive sign, we've talked about Stanton, really heating up. He homered in this one to cut that deficit from 4-0 to 4-1. You had Juan Soto with a big double in the eighth that made it 4-2. But the Yankees giving up a run, bless you, in the top half of the ninth made it 5-2. Like I said, they did load the bases, but Judge ultimately getting under it, flying out. So the Yankees falling here 5-2. So really just one of those games where just things didn't go your way. Like I said, you had the opportunities, 10 left on base, over 7 runners in scoring position. Excited about Stanton. Obviously tough with Judge. You just got to hope tomorrow, starting that 3-game set in Cleveland, that we're going to see the Aaron Judge that we have, gotten to know, to see for the past, 7 years. And I think, like I had said, it's just a slow start. So I'm really expecting to see that very soon. I loved that we had Volpe leading off, 2 walks from the leadoff spot, 1 for 3 last night. I hope that they keep that permanently. And I like the idea, speed at the top. And then the fact too, that you could back Glaber 6th or 7th. I feel like that makes the lineup, so much deeper. So I do like that. And then, you didn't have your big names pitching out of the bullpen, but you did get 2 scoreless from Luke Weaver. Tony was commenting on the amount of grays on his head for, somebody, early 30s, I think, or late 20s, something like that. And then Victor Gonzalez had a scoreless 8th, and Santana giving up that run in the 9th. So they didn't use their big names. And hey, not everybody's as fortunate to have, a full colored, grayless set of hair like you, Tony. I mean, you plucked a couple out over the years.
Dude, yeah.
Oh,
dude,
there's
I
a couple,
see
but they're
him
not
still
visible.
Yeah. See him in the mustache. How about that, dude?
Yep.
Watch out.
So yeah, it's just one of those things, and Domac knows, a loss like this, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, especially the Marlins. But you did win a series, and I think it's just, you're onto the road, you're Cleveland, then you're Toronto before you come back home, and it's just like, just win that series. You get a day off here as you're traveling to Cleveland, and it's on to the next one. And I really am excited about Stanton.
Yeah, no, I've loved the way Stanton's played the last 5 games, and we're not going to win every game, so I can't expect to win all of them.
You want to, though.
Yeah, you want to, and especially when you got the bases loaded and Judge up the bat. Like I was saying yesterday, that's the best case scenario we could have made up to try and come back and he pop flies. But it is what it is. You got to keep moving, and if they could just win every, if they're competitive, like the end of every series where, we have a chance to win every series, I'm content with, whether that ends up being a win or a loss, because if they're fighting for every series win, we'll be, way over 100 wins, right? Because if you do that, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So if we just keep this up, we'll be looking pretty good.
And I don't think Stroman pitched that bad. I mean, obviously had a little control problem. It just, you can't leave a ball hanging over the middle of the plate to a professional hitter. I mean, they're gonna hit it out of the ballpark, especially with the power of Jake Berger. So unfortunately, that one did come back to bite. But I mean, any input here, Tony? I mean, is it just as simple as on to the next one? It's all good.
I think so. I mean, I know it's the Marlins or whatever, but they're going to win games. I mean, they're not going to only have, like 10 wins the whole season or whatever. And I mean, in reality, I feel like the Yankees, I mean, they're still a young team. That's just like, these group of guys haven't been together for a long period of time. So, I mean, they just needed some clutch hitting, I think, at the end of the day, so, and I think that, further down the line of the season, when it comes to, the dog days of the summer, of August into October, like, they're going to have that chemistry, that kind of, I guess, culture that induces, those clutch hits. So, and then they certainly have the talent for it. There's no doubt about that. Right. So it'll be fine.
Yeah. And obviously Soto came up big, down the stretch there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're off today, but we'll be back in action, like I said, in Cleveland tomorrow. The the Mets rained out yesterday.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But back in action today. What'd you make instead of doing the doubleheader today? They just decided to put it in August, I guess, mutual off day. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I guess I kind of like it. I mean, I think it helps the Mets to not have a doubleheader, I think, in one day. I mean, it's the Braves too. These two teams see each other. They're not too far away. This isn't like, Detroit coming here or whatever. So I'm down with that. Keep it to one game today. Why, you don't like it? Sounds like you were kind of like, that's kind of a weird
well,
move.
I get it from the perspective that they want a lot of people at the game. So you do a doubleheader last second, no one's gonna go. You figure August, plenty of time, everybody gets travel plans together. Yeah. So I understand it from that perspective.
Also, is this game definitely being played today? Do you know the weather in Atlanta?
I would imagine that it would mirror that of
yesterday.
Of Augusta National.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think it's too far, but I will pull up Atlanta's weather forecast right now.
So maybe they avoided that too.
You're good.
In case.
Wait, 1 o'clock? Yeah. No, we're good.
12:20.
We're good. Maybe a little light rain, but at 11, but the game's scheduled for 12:10. Just some wind, but they will get that one underway. Jose Quintana, Tony, getting the start against Winans. And we had talked about him, I think, yesterday, right?
Yes, we did. I think no name guy, couple starts, looks all right.
Now plus 140. I mean, do you think for some reason it just went black. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think the stream went black. Yeah. So I'm watching here my iPad here. It did.
Technically. We're back up. Gary Player, there are you. But I mean, is that in your mind? A getaway game here. I mean, is it and you're going against an inexperienced pitcher? I mean, is there value there for you at plus 140?
Yes, I mean certainly. Mets plus money here. Obviously, it's probably going to happen a lot during the season, but against the Braves here, I would take it. Like we said, that young pitcher I think will fall a little bit, to some of the veteran hitters in the lineup and even some of the younger hitters like Beatty and Alvarez who have been hitting so well already. I could see even Marte honestly taking him yard. I think he's certainly due for one. We talked a little bit about him yesterday in terms of, having a dinger every so often. But yeah, I think this is going to be a higher scoring game. I would take the over. I think what we did yesterday, I think it's going to be like a Mets 7-5 victory. It's going to be, high hitting. I would imagine Quintana here, especially if it's drizzling, tough time gripping the ball. Maybe his, off-speed pitches doesn't have as much movement as he's normally used to, even though there's not that much anyway. So I would imagine he's going to give up a few runs as well. So
and let's take a look at this, Tony. Gary Player hitting his first tee shot here. Excited. I think he's 84 years old. I mean, talk about a good swing for somebody 84.
Right, dude?
Wow, the leg kick.
He would destroy us out of the golf course, which is walking. He can take a car. He could walk. He'd beat us by 20 strokes, probably.
Easily, dude.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I know. Love the two-tone shoes.
It's a shame. It seems like Jack has really aged the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, he's 80 years old, whatever it is. But Gary looks like he's in better shape.
Yeah, you saw that leg kick. I mean, that was really impressive.
Kind of interested to see as they're introducing Jack here now. So we'll see him get up to the tee.
The 6-time Masters.
I think
champion.
They said this is his. I think it was 13th time. It was either 13th or 15th time as a starter, hitting the opening tee shot at Augusta.
Wow.
So let's see what the Golden Bear, Tony, will have to have in store here. And it's out of respect out of the guys, but I just wish they would do like TrackMan on their shots. They just don't want to embarrass them. But it's like everybody's seeing it anyway. But this camera, though, right? 4K?
Insane,
it gotta be, dude.
Yeah.
So crystal clear.
Nicholas, the 6-time champion at Augusta National, takes the club back. Not too bad there. I mean, it seemed like another one that, just poking it down the center of the fairway.
Yeah.
And I was mentioning my grandpa, and, I was saying how he, was a lifetime member at Mill River over in Stratford.
Mm-hmm.
He was like the same type of thing where he'd hit it 185, Tony, but dead center.
Yeah.
Beat everybody every time.
So nice, dude.
This swing here, you would think would be the best. Tom Watson just recently stopped playing, on the Champions Tour, but I guarantee, this is going to look as full of a swing as you're going to get on these honorary shots here. Watson getting a good hand, the 2-time Masters champ, and looks like he's having some banter there with Jack. Everybody's getting a kick, Tony, But I would say this is going to be smoked, honestly.
Yeah, he looks ready. Like he's gonna.
And he's always played, well, like ahead of his years. Meaning like he's older, but he'd always compete.
Mm-hmm.
We all remember when he was 59 and almost won the Open Championship at Turnberry in 09.
Yeah.
But nice,
Wow.
easy, compact swing. But again, I mean, right down the middle. And I think that one seemed like it had a little more distance.
Oh, definitely.
And was just straight as an arrow. Gary having fun with it too, looking on. It's funny. I wonder, do you think these guys, like if they gave him the opportunity right now, like, and it wasn't televised, like would want to play 18, or you think they wouldn't even want to play 18 right now?
I think they could play 18.
With a car or walking it?
Walking. Probably not walking, but probably a cart.
You with a car? Yeah. I mean, they probably still got a competitive fire in them, you think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe at 80, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Once you're 80, like you've been competitive now for what, like 60 years? Like at some point, that's got to go away, right?
Yeah.
Masters on the range.
And I remember they interviewed Jack like a couple of years ago, and he was saying like he barely plays it all, like a couple times a year type of deal. So,
wow.
Is Bryson working on some putts here? But while we're getting ready to get underway, it's kind of nice, Tony, kind of medium-sized slate for both hockey and baseball. We actually have time to do double frenzies. So
wow, dude. Oh my goodness.
For baseball frenzy, by the way, you're 300, 241, I'm 281 and 260. So the ass kicking continues.
Oh wow, dude. Here we go. Masters Day 1. Oh, gosh darn it. Golly. Whoa, man. Here we go. Starting early and often. Light slates on both, Brian says. Starting off with the
baseball,
MLB frenzy, dude. On this Masters Day 1, we're still talking some baseball. 12:20. We said it here, Brian. I want your pick. We know mine. The Braves of Atlanta finally getting this game in seemingly this afternoon against the New York Mets. It's Quintana on the mound for the Mets. It's winning for Atlanta. Do you think that young buck for Atlanta has what it takes to fan enough Metropolitans?
No. The Mets get the bats going finally. I think they're going to put up 9 runs and win this game 9-6. Diaz with the immaculate inning to close it out.
Absolutely love it, dude.
And you echo those sentiments, correct?
I do echo those sentiments. Of course, the over-under still, as yesterday, is set at 9.5, dude. Let's go next game now, 1:10 p.m. The early games on Thursday, so sick. Makes me want to do nothing else but watch baseball in Cincinnati. It's the great American ballpark here. They're continuing their series against the Brewers here. As we saw the past few days here, the Reds kind of dropping a couple here. The series is 2-1. This is the 4th and final game here. The Brewers scoring a lot in this series. Should be notable there, but it is minus 8.5 for the over-under. And there we go. Milwaukee minus 125. So speaking of the dog here in Cincinnati home, what do you got, dude?
Pitching matchup, Freddie Peralta
versus Nick Martinez for the Reds,
so I don't like that, but I like the Reds offense. I like Ellie De La Cruz. I'm on a couple of my teams, the power, the speed, the energy. So I think the Reds, I know you said double cup losses recently, but I think they win this one. It does go under, but Reds take this 6-2.
I honestly, I do like the Reds here. I love this matchup. I think it's, certainly going to be something to talk about, in the NL Central here. But freaking Peralta, do I really trust him? He did kind of pitch well against the Mets. Fine, dude. Give me the Brewers here. I say Christian Yelich for the fantasy team here. 3 for 4 night. He's got 5 dingers in the season. Got to be up there in terms of leading the league right now. With 11 ribbies, batting .316. Did you have over or under?
I had the under.
You had the under? I would say give me the over here. I say Brewers squeak it out. Yelich, top of the 9th with the RBI single, putting the Brewers up 5-4. And they close the game out, dude. Next game up here. It's 2:10 now in Kansas City. The Royals taking on the Astros, dude. You have Kansas City, the home dogs yet again here. Plus 115, over under 8.5. You have Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros and Brady Singer for the Royals. Singer, right now, his ERA is .68 over 13 1/3 innings pitched. What do you say, hey?
Obviously, we all root for Astro misery, but I have to say, their terrible start. The fact that you mentioned Singer's numbers, I don't want to hear it. I had him on my fantasy team last year. He sucks. So I think he's going to get lit up like a Christmas tree. Alvarez, probably 3 home runs in this one. I think Astros 10-4 in Kansas City.
I say Kansas City goes for the sweep here. Just beat the Astros yesterday, 11-2. Day before that, 4-3 in extras, I believe it was. Yeah, Royals on like a 5-game win streak too. I don't know. Give me Singer right now. He's hot. Hunter Brown, dude, I don't know, man. This is like he has the stuff. Give me the home dogs, dude. Kansas City beats them out. I'll say 6-3. So Kansas City and the over. Let's go. Next up, 235, going back to Texas Globe Life Field. The Rangers. Brian said all freaking season he's picking against the A's. That's who the Rangers are playing here. And we have here Texas minus 185, of course. Your over-under set at 9.5. Expecting a lot of scoring because we have JP Sears on the mound for the A's and John Gray for the Rangers. We have a combined ERA of over 14 between these two pitchers. The Rangers looking to take this series as it is tied at 1 here. What do you got?
Rangers 12-4 over the A's. Rangers in the over. Nice and simple. I told you all season.
Honestly, literally, I can echo that one. 12-4. I don't know. I'll say 13-3. A wider margin of victory there for the Rangers, but the over as well. Next game, 6:40 now. We're going to Philadelphia, baby. The Flyers. The Phillies minus 145 here at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Over under 9.5. Ranger Suarez, a familiar face there for the Phillies, going up against Jared Jones for the Pirates. Does Michael's favorite baseball player, Bryce Harper, have what it takes to lead the Phillies to victory in this first game of the series?
No. He doesn't.
What do you got?
We're going to say the Pirates, have lost some games here. They should have won. Still a good start so far. But I'm going to say O'Neal Cruz, 4 for 6 with 2 homers. Pirates 5-0. Pirates and the under.
Pirates and the under. I do love that, dude. I'm going to say Pirates and the over, though. Get the Phillies down in the dumps.
Switch when we can. Pirates and the over.
Pirates and the over.
I guess you have to select a different option. I know I'm complicating things for you, Tony.
Wait, really?
He says this channel's off air.
That's just for commercial, though, no?
No, I don't believe so anyway.
Oh, shizu fots. What did I say, Pirates and the over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Under.
Sorry, no, under. Next game.
You did say over.
Yes, I did say over. I did say you're confusing me. How dare you? Next game, last game here, 7:10 p.m. now, exclusively on Nesson. Brian loves that one. The Red Sox taking on the Orioles here in Fenway Park. We know the deal, the storylines here. The Red Sox last night blowing a lead, which would be very interesting. But we have a familiar face for the Red Sox here in Garrett Whitlock on the mound for them. Grayson Rodriguez getting the start for Baltimore. The over-under is set at 8.5. Boston here, home dogs, plus 105. I mean, are the Red Sox, are they going to win or are they going to go on this schneid here?
Jackson Holiday.
Yeah, you know it, dude.
You know it. You bet your bottom dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Orioles 8-6 at Fenway Park.
Wow, Orioles and the over. Every game in the series has gone over, so I can't argue with that. Give me Orioles and the over. I am sorry, Riley, but the Red Sox, there's no way in hell they're winning this game right there, Brian, and that's it.
That's it. And that is your baseball frenzy.
Bang, just like that.
Just like that, honestly. Just like that.
All right. Stand by. Let me fax out this Masters stuff.
And I was actually, let's see, watch live. I just want to make sure that.
Are you sure? I think they're going to come back from commercial. Dude.
Masters on the range, off air. Masters radio. Doesn't say.
Oh, I got a shot here. Oh, no, this is just like a trailer video, I think. Watch live. Hold on.
Currently off air.
Yeah, I think they're just in commercial, bud, because they don't show commercials on the stream.
I feel like they're gonna doesn't say what time.
Do they go over to a certain channel and that's it, or
no? Because it's not on. Maybe if I feel like Josh B could help us out here.
Is Josh B in the house?
Rowan coverage begins at 11:15 on ESPN Plus. So I wonder if they're going to do that here. Hopefully not, but I can see that being the
What
case. 11:15 on ESPN Plus.
15.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's not cool. It's not cool at all, man.
But
Tomac looks really tight over
yeah.
No,
I mean,
no,
he's
I already got
re-
the arm crossed. I'm chilling. I'm ready to go, dude.
Yeah.
there. Are you chilly?
No, I'm chilling.
Oh.
Chilling.
Relaxing. I was
Chilean,
chilling
dude.
over here last night on the couch. Watching
Yo,
some
we just
games.
chilling, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
hanging out.
because you lost at 2K, Domac.
Yeah, all right.
Talk so
all right,
much
dude.
smack,
Yeah,
dude.
I
You
know,
got
I know. Then I went home, tried to play another game.
You got smacked again.
Got smacked online?
Yeah, I was down like
dude.
15, cut it to 8.
Wow.
They went on a run. It was bad.
That's tough, honestly. Before we move on here, I was just kind of looking at what we have going on tomorrow. I didn't realize that Carrasco is back with the Guardians, Tony.
Yeah, you know that?
Well, it was just like a free agent deal.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, Clark Schmidt versus Carrasco. That'll be tomorrow, 7:10 from Progressive Field.
Should have fun with that.
So obviously Yankees, let's get after it. 10-3 is great. And let's go from there, Tony. But let's go to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner! That's a nail break. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me? Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pastrnak,
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right. So a light night in the National Hockey League last night. Really nothing that stood out too much. I guess you would say maybe the Coyotes over the Canucks, something I had a feeling about, late in the season here. Overtime winner.
Yes,
but you saw the Oilers all over the Knights, 5-1, as well as the Blues winning 5-2. Jonathan Cairo with 2 goals in that one. What's your thoughts on the Knights? I mean, I know overall record is still good, but I don't know. I don't have like a good feeling, as good of a feeling as I feel like I should for a defending champion.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it too, I mean, they've had some tough goes at it, I guess you could say. Looking at the stand right now, second wild card spot out of the West there. I don't know what their deal was. I'm trying to look at their goaltending. I mean, was it? I think like Logan Thompson and Aiden Hill had great years. Solid records. I don't know, maybe just not. I mean, again, you think of some of the top teams here this year. Vancouver, obviously the Rangers, Boston, even though some of the top players across the league, the Golden Knights just don't really have any of them. I mean, not to say that they're having off years, but Jonathan Marchessault, like he has 67 points. You look at some of the point leaders across the league, they're over 100 points. I mean, we're talking about a 30-point difference there. And even so, you get other, the lower echelon of the upper echelon of great players. You're still around 80 points. Obviously a great year for him, 41 goals, but I mean, that's the best they got right now. Jack Eichel, I think, having, again, a solid year, 30 goals, 34 assists, 63 points. But I mean, I think you need, the Vegas needs that like X factor player, that 55 goal year. That player who has over 100 points, who can facilitate, who can score, who can, skate well. Like they just seem like they don't have that this year. And again, I mean, but not to say that I would honestly compare them a little bit to Tampa Bay, just because they're the wild card team. They won the cup last season. They are a team that can strive in the playoffs. Again, like these players haven't had phenomenal regular seasons here, but Marchessault is someone who can show up in a playoff series and make a difference. Ivan Barbashev, another one. We saw that last season throughout the playoffs, coming out of the West. Barbashev was scoring every other game, and he's a big reason why they were pushed into the cup final. Same thing with some defensemen like Alex Pietrangelo, someone we were talking about last night, actually, or Theodore. I mean, those are defensemen that were able to be X factors in the playoffs. So I don't know, man. I mean, I like I said, I would kind of look at them as a Tampa Bay Lightning type. The only thing that really is the difference, though, is the fact that the Golden Knights don't have that momentum the Lightning do have going into the playoffs. So I could still see them being, a first round exit or not. But again, I mean, I wouldn't look too far past them, Ryan.
But how about two? I mean, they're like just barely going to make the playoffs. They're the
kind of crazy,
in the West. I mean, I feel like people don't realize that. The Knights are defending the title. Like, watch out! And it's like, wait a second, they're the 8th seed. They're playing Dallas first round.
Yeah,
everything holds. I mean,
no, yeah, like I said, I mean, very underwhelming regular season, and I feel like they were so streaky. They looked so good to start off, and then they just went on like an 8-game losing streak. Then they would bounce back a little bit. Then they'd be exchanging like 500 for a couple of weeks. Like I said, I mean, I feel like they were a team at the trade deadline who needed to make a big splash and ended up not. I feel like I thought they did get someone good at the trade deadline. I'm trying to see how or who. Let's see. Vegas Golden Knights trade deadline. By the way, the Masters here, it's no good. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Where it's like a
Yeah. I'm guessing 11-15, but it's like why?
Yeah.
Kind of like really annoys me.
Oh, I guess they got Hurdle, right? Let's look at Hurdle. What has Hurdle done since he's been on the Golden Knights? Because again, I mean, I don't know. People were hot on Hurdle. But again, you're good for San Jose. Did he get hurt? 2 games played for Vegas?
We had to verify this. Actually, let me just look at this real quick. But
hot and cold debut revealed how Bruce Cassidy intends to use him.
Okay, so
one day ago, activated off of IR.
This is unrelated. And I guess this is just coming out now. So it doesn't look like this is erroneous or anything. So some sad breaking news here. At the age of 76, OJ Simpson has passed away from cancer.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah. So 76 years old. His family saying he actually passed away yesterday after a battle with cancer.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea that he even was.
Wow.
Yeah, because it seemed like since he had gotten out of prison, he was kind of active, social media. It seemed like he was, for his age anyway, relatively healthy.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he was very active on social media, like really all the time. You're watching videos of him, even like talking about Super Bowl this past year.
Yeah,
that's really crazy.
I know. So, R.I.P. to OJ Simpson, obviously a controversial figure for sure.
Oh yeah,
but somebody that will live on, and everybody will remember the good and the bad. With the Knights though, I guess I could see them being Dallas, but I just feel like it's just one of those things you see pattern after pattern. And like you're, oh no, they'll just turn it on. I feel like you can't look at hockey like that.
Okay, all right. Well, let's. Well, I mean, I don't know. But I will say, honestly, looking at this, you want to talk about a storyline going into. I guess Hurdle has been out, right, for a knee injury for a really long time, coming back for the playoffs, dude. And again, I know I was just talking about him, like Hurdle. You're good for San Jose. It's different with Vegas. And again, I mean, it's not really so easy as plug and play. But you're looking at someone that over 50 games played has 35 points. And we've seen him, do some damage, for San Jose. So far, I mentioned the 35 points this season with 50 games. Last year, let's see, 79 games played. He had 63 points, 22 goals, 41 assists. Honestly, that is someone who can come in and be that extra push for Vegas. But that's actually really interesting, that the fact that he's coming back for the playoffs. So honestly, dude, I mean, you may want to watch out a little bit for the Vegas coming out of the West. I would imagine if everything stands
Edmonton
here.
stopped him. Edmonton's 100%.
Stop it, dude.
It's
If
not even-
everything holds here,
No, it should be Edmonton, Colorado.
they're gonna
they face in which round?
Edmonton, Colorado.
Yeah.
They'll face in the Western Conference Finals.
It would be.
Yeah.
Okay.
That which would be a repeat of
2 years.
2
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
Where the Oilers got like absolutely like too big for their bridges
Swept?
over there, dude. I think it was a gentleman's.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, with this Masters situation, it is true. So I guess they're saying like from that first group, they teed off at 10:30. You're not gonna be able to see them till the fourth hole. So I guess it is the 11:15. Yeah, it's like what's the point of this? Like
I don't understand why they do the broadcast like that. Because if you go on ESPN, because I just looked, you can only see like here. I'm gonna because I got it right here. You can only watch the 4, 5, and 6 holes that Amen Corner or like the feature groups. Like I don't understand why they don't have like just like a main broadcast.
coverage.
Yeah, like why?
Where is that main coverage?
I mean, this is just ESPN
main
Plus.
coverage
so
starts at 3:00 on ESPN.
Oh, so
they just do feature groups and select holes until then.
Maybe they must know. Like they must do the numbers and know that like maybe their viewership like it's not even worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the same time, it's the Masters. Like,
yeah,
like we're sitting here, aren't we worth it?
Earning, and it's like we're basically not gonna get to see anything live. Like, oh no, thanks.
Yeah,
love that, right? Tony?
Yeah, that's fucking bogus, dude.
Tight.
What's the deal with that, dude? Should I call Thorne?
Is he there?
I would imagine.
Has he ever mentioned Augusta National that he's been there?
Oh yeah, he's been there.
Yeah,
dude.
Wow.
To my knowledge, he's been to every big event you could think of.
Yeah,
that's awesome, honestly. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens in the West, but I think it's very much so up in the year.
They would play Dallas though, first round Vegas. I feel like you would want the Knights. You're always soft on Dallas.
Yeah, but then I think they falter, after that. Bailey falter, Tony. The Isles, by the way, before we do our frenzy, Isles must win game tonight at home against the Canadiens. Your bottom dollar will get you a ticket as low as $30 at UBS.
That's crazy, dude.
I mean, hey, it seems like they're in position here. Canadiens. I mean, it really seems like we're gonna see that Islander and Hurricane matchup in round 1.
Honestly, we could kind of crazy, by the way, $30 for that ticket, a meaningful game for the Islanders. If that was at MSG, it would be $300.
Oh my god, yeah.
Unbelievable.
But
dude.
I believe that ticket on Game Time anyway, I looked as for the Rangers, I feel like has come down.
Right. Well, the games don't matter now for the Rangers. So I'm saying.
Well, they want to get the number 1 seed.
Right. Yeah. If they want to get, the President's Trophy. But again, dude.
Section 210 for 142. For them, that's a steal.
Oh, yeah. It really is. I mean, 1-1-1. And, come on, dude. We play the Islanders again, by the way. I think Saturday. Saturday, I'm pretty sure.
So they're going to be coming. So we'll see what the deal is there. But it's been a little bit, Tony. But let's do a full hockey frenzy.
My goodness gracious Lord, dude. Here we go. Let's go. April 11th, Jay's birthday around the National Hockey League. And there are plenty of games to go around for Jay to place his bets on. Starting off 7 p.m. This is it. It's Thursday night around the NHL in Buffalo, KeyBank Center. The Sabres are taking on the Capitals. Talk about, meaningful games. Obviously, Buffalo eliminated. Capitals, though, are in the second wild card spot with the Penguins breathing down their necks, as well as Detroit. And you can even throw the Flyers in there tonight. We know who they play. So a lot of implications here. Buffalo minus 135 here on the game. The over-under is 5.5. Capitals getting off a 5-game, I think 7-game losing streak, actually. Just beat Detroit last night or 2 nights ago, 2-1. So what do you got here?
Capitals in the under. Ovechkin, the game winner in overtime, hanging on to those faint playoff hopes.
I absolutely love that. Ovi in OT for the Caps to win it. But give me the over, as that'll be the 4th goal for the Capitals. They win in OT 4-3. Let's go. Next game here. Now we're going to Toronto. Again, another team here that's eliminated from the playoffs. The Jersey Devils, though. Toronto, I guess, looking to maintain their seeding here. They're minus 200 on the night in Scotiabank, over under 6.5. The Devils dropping 4 of their last 5. The Maple Leafs doing the opposite, winning 4 of their last 5 and looking to win this regular season series as it is tied at 1. Last time these two teams faced was on the 9th of this month. Maple Leafs won 5-2. Do you foresee a similar outcome?
I foresee here, this is a game I feel like could go either way, Tony, but, just kind of giving my best shot here. I am going to say, give me
what do you got, dude?
You're gonna crack up, Tony. I was trying to get the Masters coverage. I completely blanked out. This is the Devils Maple Leafs or no?
We have Devils Maple Leafs. You should see it on your screen now.
Oh, no.
Do you see it?
Now, yes, I see it. Right? But anyway, fuck the Devils. Austin Matthews, why not score 70? So let's get 2 tonight. 2 assists, 6-3 Maple Leafs over the Devils.
6-3. Absolutely love that, dude. Toronto and the over. Matthew Ryan, blow it, dude. Let's go next game now. 7 o'clock still.
Agree. Same thing?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Tampa Bay now. Again, another team. You think about the wild card implications. They probably have the wild card spot really just, it is. It's clinched by now. So they're not really playing for much. The Senators eliminated, kind of a garbage game here, but nonetheless, Tampa Bay minus 210 on the night at home. Over under 6.5. We know about Kucherov and best player in the league. The points, 139 of them on the season, which is ridiculous. Nonetheless, Ottawa leads this regular season series 2-1. Tampa Bay, are they even playing hard? What do you got?
Yes, they are playing guns a-blazing, 5-0 Tampa. So the Lightning and the under.
Yeah, I'll take the Lightning. Senators, they can go kick some rocks. I don't care about Korpisalo or Forsberg in between the pipes. Vasilevsky, who may not even start, doesn't matter. Johansson, we've seen of enough, I think, this season too. Give me Kucherov going for the 141, 2 points in the night with a goal and assist. Braden Point, 2 goals on his own. Tampa Bay goes on to win. I would say 4-2. So Tampa Bay and the under. Next game up, still 7 p.m. going, still in Florida, actually, as the Panthers are hosting the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets coming fresh off of a loss, I believe, to Tampa. Florida, another team here, clinching the seeding, kind of a little bit in the back seat of that as well. Don't think they can really advance much. Columbus, we know, eliminated. Over under, what would it say? 6.5. Obviously, Panthers minus 430. Good God, dude. Are you going to put money on the Panthers?
Yes.
What is the score, Brian?
I think it's 6-2. Reinhardt with the Hattie to get him to, 56 goals?
56 goals for the Hattie.
So
93 points. He's having a phenomenal year. I love that. Don't know about the hat trick there, but give me the Panthers. Give me the over. Historically this season, there's been a lot of goal scoring between these two teams when they face each other, and Columbus isn't looking any better right now. So give me the Panthers winning this game. I'll say 6-3. Just dominating physicality, spreading the wealth, no hat tricks, no even multi-goal games for players. Just like I said, spreading the wealth. Next game now, we're going to a prime game as the Rangers are hosting the Flyers. I gave the playoff implications here. What? The music change?
I just wanted you to get around, put the Rangers goal song. We're talking about the Rangers.
God. I think you meant something about the Masters. To be honest, what are we on right now? Does it come back, dude? You want it. You asked for it. I hit manana by accident. Doesn't really matter. Let's freaking go. Rangers all day. The President's Cup. The President's Trophy will be at MSG come the end of the regular season. It's going to be nasty, baby. We've said it all year long. Igor, the shutout. Rangers and the under here, over under 6.5. They're minus. No. Not over under 6.5. Wait a second. Over under will probably still be 6.5. The minus 225 for the Rangers. Over under 5.5. Still Rangers. Still under. What do you got, Brian?
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly here, Tony. The Flyers suck. The Rangers are riled and ready, and they want a vengeance for that poor performance last time.
Absolutely, dude.
The Islanders. So I think it's 4-0 Rangers, and I want to say we're going to see Mika again raring up for the postseason, a goal and 2 assists. Yes.
Just like that, baby. And we are back to the regular frenzy here now. We're going over to Pittsburgh, I believe. Still 7 p.m. here. You can find these games, obviously, on ESPN Plus as the Penguins taking on the Red Wings at the Paints Arena here. Minus 150 here for the Penguins, and you have the over-under set at 6.5. These two teams are playing for playoff implications here, so they're gonna be going pretty hard, dude. Obviously, Red Wings dealing with a lot of injuries here. Andrew Kopp being one of them out for this season. We know about Husso as well. The Penguins winning 4 of the last 5 games, series season tied at 1. Who gets a tiebreaker, Brian?
I mean, I got to go with the Penguins. A better team, the experience, Sidney Crosby, looking for it, looking to find a way into the playoffs. Penguins and the under 3-2.
3-2. It's so tough, dude. Both of these scores, by the way, of both games that these two teams have faced, 6-3 on both occasions. Obviously, either team winning. I'm going to take the over in this game because I just think that's where it's going to go. And I want to say it's going to be Evgeny Malkin in overtime by a score of 5-4. Malkin says, I'm still here, baby. Next game, not a whole lot left. Only 4 games left, and we're moving up in the time slot. 7:30 now. It's going to be the Islanders. Brian mentioned the implications here for the playoffs at UBS Arena, hosting the Montreal Canadiens. The Islanders minus 210 on this game, and you want to check out your over/under. Well, it's going to be set at 5.5 here. Brian, what do you say for the Islanders, who are totally red hot right now? They're trying to avoid the sweep by Montreal, by the way.
This game is going to be nuts, and it's just going to be defensive, hits all over the place, majors, ejections, all of that stuff. Patrick Waugh getting fired up. How about 1-0 overtime? Noah Dobson, the game winner, both goalies, 40 saves.
That is crazy,
so
dude.
Islanders in the under.
Islanders in the under. I say, am I going to check daily face-off? I guess I kind of have to, dude, because I don't know, man. I hope Varlamov was getting started, to be honest.
I feel like he just played, though. So
he did just play. I know, but they...
Tony.
Varlamov, likely.
But not confirmed.
Doesn't matter. Give me Varlamov, baby. Let's go. I think this is going to be a shutout victory. Varlamov gets his 4th shutout of the season, shutting down the Canadiens. He played so well against the Rangers the other night. I say the Islanders shut out the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to say 4-0. So Islanders in the under as well. I know I'm going Chuck with Brian, but that's what I believe. Varlamov, if there's a prop bet, shut out Varlamov tonight. Take it, bet the mortgage, Josh B. I'm telling you, dude. Let's go now. Next game, 8 p.m. We're going to Dallas. The Stars, Brian's least favorite team, taking on the Jets. Brian's other least favorite team out of the West. It's 8 p.m. in Dallas, American Airlines Center. Dallas, minus 150 here at home, which is pretty surprising. Winnipeg plus money here on the road. Over under 5.5. These two teams have been battling all season, but Dallas leads it 3-0. They're going for the sweep against the Jets. Both teams have won 4 of their last 5 games. Where do you see this falling here?
I see Fireman Ed making the trip to Dallas. Give me the Jets here. A tight one, 3-2 in a shootout.
Wow, this is going to be the battle for the Central over here. 3-2 in the shootout. The Jets, dude. I mean, oh my God, Dallas has had their number all year long.
Not so fast, Tony.
Give me Stars in the under. I say they win this game 2-1 overtime. Jason Robertson shows you why he's going to actually make a splash in the playoffs this season with his 29th goal of the season in overtime for the win. When I say 3-2,
Yeah.
Sure, give it to me. Let's go. Next game. 2 more left here, and we're going to go towards the western part of the country as the Kraken take on the Sharks here at home in Seattle. The battle in Seattle as the Kraken are minus 250 on the night. Over under 5.5. The Sharks, I know Brian, but they dropped 4 of the last 5.
Doesn't matter.
Seattle leads the league season series. What do you got?
1-2 so far this season. They're gonna make it 2-2 in this series. I'm gonna say Mikael Granlund with 2 goals and an assist. 4-1 Sharks and the under.
Absolute total of the game here. I still say, though, give me the Kraken. They're going to end up the regular season series 3-1. Shut the Arizona Coyotes 5-0 just recently. Joey Decord, Boston, the guy. Maybe another shot by him. Full shot, why not to? Kraken and the under. They win 3-0. Jared McCann, that hat trick and the only goal scorer there for the Seattle Kraken. Let's go. Next game, 10:30 p.m. Night. Last game, best game, LA, the Kings taking on the Flames. You want to talk about playoffs here? The Kings, 3rd spot here in the Pacific. Don't think they'll have any issues here in terms of making the playoffs, but we know the Flames have been eliminated after an abysmal season. LA minus 195 here at the Crypto.com arena. Over under 5.5. LA has not the lead here in this series. The Calgary leads at 2-1. LA looking to even up the season series here. They just come off a loss against the Ducks here. Trying to bounce back, maybe, Brian?
Tony, come on. Give me the Flames here. Lots of scoring. Kadri with a Hattie Boom Batty. And we're going to say the Flames 5-4.
I'm going to go with my Kings, dude. Why not? I'll say Kings 5-4. How about that?
And that is your hockey frenzy. Tony.
Wow, dude. 2 frenzies in there. Absolutely love to see it.
Crazy. And comments galore.
All right. My mother says, hi, fellas.
Hello.
And then Josh says, I'm here, boys. Just busy at work, but listening. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you listening. I know you're busy at work. Josh B says, the frenzy. Hey, dude. And then Jason, a frequenter now, the sports where he's saying Isles getting that dub. We know that. Varlamov, I'm telling you, Josh B says not the mortgage. Bet the mortgage, Varlamov. Shut out. I'm telling you. And he was loving the battle in Seattle.
Loving it.
And there we go.
That's why Josh and your mother and Jason, the best, Tony, that there is. But yeah, I really just, I like, don't you think there's no excuse, especially after the last game. And I know the Flyers are a hungry team, Tony, but no excuse for any type of poor start or even, God forbid, a loss tonight. I mean, there really is no reason for it for the Rangers. And I'm not expecting, I'm just saying. Like,
I mean, no, of course not. I mean, again, we talked about it. The Rangers did not come out first period. They played terrible defense, right? They gave the Islanders the middle of the ice, dude. You're not going to be doing that with the Flyers here. Obviously, Torts is going to be looking to beat the Rangers as he always is. Being, a former coach of the Rangers. But like I said, the Flyers are in shambles. Nothing going on. I want to hear Torts angry after the game because they played so. I want to hear him say they sucked. They sucked. Our guys sucked. They sucked at that. That's why they lost. I want to hear that from Torts. He'll say it. And Rangers dominant, dude. Again, it's like come out flying right away, dude. That's all you need to do. Come out ready to play.
Do what the Islanders did to you in the first period last game.
Oh my God, literally, just
Jason
do that.
Pilla? Trouba sucks. Wow.
What?
Strong fighting words.
Well, I think that's kind of wrong. I mean, again, you want to think about, how he really formed into a captain type of player. First of all, voted by the team to be the captain. So that tells you something. I think has come along since he came over here from Winnipeg as a defenseman. He's our physical presence on the ice as well. And then again, look back to last season when the Rangers were sucking ass, losing to teams like the Blackhawks, like the Coyotes, back-to-back games. Trouba, the helmet throw, the Rangers go on a tear. I mean, he is someone who certain fires up the boys. And I don't think, look at his level of play this season. Obviously missed some time with some injury. But I think he does not like blow as many defensive assignments or make so many mistakes in the ice as he did 2 years ago. So I think it's great, dude. Josh B says the Sour Isles fan. Here we go, he says.
Wow.
And then as if right on cue, Derek Ho's Corner 2013 says, hi there.
There we go, Derek. It has been quite some time.
It has been quite some time.
So yeah, no, and you know,
Josh B, hi.
And last time, you know, Rangers played the Islanders. I'm not the Islanders, but the Flyers. I was there, so let's hope, you know, we get that type of result once again. That game was outstanding, and I am so excited to go back to the Garden. You know, being that we were still waiting on anything from Augusta, we're actually going to a little surprise here, Tony. Throwing our buddy Domac a bone. Let's go to the world of the National Basketball Association.
The Bulls LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
All right. So as the regular season winds down here in the NBA,
dude, playoff time.
Most teams have, you know, either 2 or 3 games left. I know your Boston Celtics have 3 games left, including one tonight, hosting the New York Knicks here.
Big game for the Knicks.
Huge game, dude.
Really, I mean, the rest of this season, I mean, am I wrong? Like, is there any reason for the Celtics to play anybody? Like,
I mean, not for the Celtics, but for the Knicks today, if they win, they're trying to, like, they can maybe even supposedly get to 2 seed.
Well, they would need Milwaukee to lose out.
Yeah, Milwaukee need to lose out, and they win out.
No.
So, I mean, this is a big game for them. It just depends on if the Celtics play, like, their starters or not, which I don't know. They've been playing their starters, but what they've been doing is, like, they'll play their starters, and then come the second half, they'll take them out, and then, like, the bench will play. Then the teams will come back, and then put the starters back in. So, I don't know how they're going to play today, but, I mean, at the bottom of each of the conferences, we got some, like, big playoff implications when it comes to seeding. Like, in the East, like, the Sixers and the Heat, they're fighting for trying to get the 6th seed.
That's not like a reward, I feel like. You know
well,
what I mean?
Like, it depends on who you play. Like, if I'm the Sixers, I would rather play Milwaukee than the Celtics.
But if I'm the Celtics, I would, like, hate having to play the Sixers.
I would. Well, I mean,
or
I
the
would,
Heat.
I
really.
wouldn't want to play the Heat. I mean, the Sixers, I feel like
the Pacers, the Magic, or the Cavs over them.
True, but I've always haven't had an issue with the Sixers in the playoffs. We've always been able to handle them pretty well. But I mean, Embiid's been on a tear this year. But I would rather, out of the 4 that are going to be in the play-in, because I think the Pacers could fall out too, but I think I'd rather play the Sixers. But hopefully the Heat, maybe they play the Bucks. That's a rematch from last year, because last year the Bucks got dogged as the 1 seed against the Heat, and then the Heat went on that run. So we see what happens there. Cleveland's trying to fight for a higher seed, because I think if Cleveland plays Orlando, it's going to be a tough series for them. And then when you go to the West, not even the West isn't really locked up either, dude. The Timberwolves and the Thunder could potentially still get the 1 seed, which is huge. Home court advantage in the Western Conference Finals, especially when it's this close, is huge. The Clippers and the Mavericks are just fighting for home court advantage at this point. And the Pelicans are trying to stay out of the play-in. And then the bottom play-in game on the West side is the Lakers and the Warriors, who they're going to be fighting to play the 8 seed game. So whoever wins that game will play one more. Whoever loses goes home. You can't bet against LeBron, so there's no way you can think the Warriors are going to win this. Like, I don't know.
And Lakers still could get that 8 seed though, because they're a half game behind.
Yes, if they do jump up. Yep.
The infamous Tony game in hand over the Kings.
Yeah, dude. Couple comments here, actually, though.
Yeah, let's go.
Before we get to anything else, Domac, Jason's coming in hot saying Celtics not winning the chip.
Wow.
And then Josh was saying Jason just coming in with some hate for everyone. And he said, woke up feeling devious today, dude. What do you think about that, Domac?
I'm not even listening to the hate. Like I was saying before, I was telling Tony before the show, I need the playoffs to start so I can finally, all my predictions come true. The Miami fluke from last year, they're losing in the first round. The Celtics are going to manhandle the Eastern Conference. I see no team being able to handle us.
Like, what about, though, like Miami? Like, no concern about Miami.
No, zero concern.
Because I forget, because I've been a little not in tune exactly with the NBA. How many playoff series the last 10 years have the Heat beat the Celtics?
Okay, well, if we're going to go like that, then the Heat have the upper hand. But
have the Celtics won any of them?
Well, that's because the Celtics have won They might have won like right when LeBron got to not even when LeBron got to Miami. So when LeBron got to Miami, we didn't win any. But then when LeBron was done,
right,
Miami wasn't really that good, and I don't think we played them when Isaiah Thomas was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't think just the way the seating worked, I don't think we played it when Kyrie Irving was there. I know with this whole kind of like back and forth with them started in the bubble because we played them in the bubble, we lost them in the bubble, and then we beat them. We lost last year, and then we beat them the year we went to the finals. We beat them in 6.
Oh, so 2 years ago was that when the Warriors
so over
won?
the last 4 years, we played them 3 times, won once.
Okay.
So 1 and 2. But like I said, I'm gonna die in this hill. I know injuries are part of the game, but when your best player literally sprains his ankle on the first play, I don't see how like you expect your team to win. When Jason Tatum literally on the first play last year in Game 7 sprains his ankle after coming back down 3-0. Like, how do you expect to win that game? So they end up losing by 10. But this year, the team's constructed differently. Porzingis finally found a team that, like, can actually, like, mold around him that he actually loves. He loves it there. Tatum's gone to another level. Jaylen Brown picks up the slack every single time Tatum's not there. Drew Holiday is a defensive point guard that replaces Marcus Smart, but also is a little better on offense. Our bench pieces of Derek White's phenomenal. Peyton Pritchard off the bench has been great.
Always
He's been
like
developing so well.
Pritchard, me and Michael were big. We have a bunch of his player cards.
Yeah, love Peyton Pritchard.
And also this graphic.
Prism Pack reveal.
This graphic here, the Heat and Celtics have played 6 playoff series and 37 playoff games against each other since their first meeting in the postseason in 2010. Over that span, no other matchup has seen more than 4 series or 23 games. And like you said, Miami with the upper hand here, 3-1. And the bubble series went 6 that the Heat won in 2020. All the other series have went 7. Would be kind of crazy if we did get that matchup again. So it seemed like, though, from what you were saying, you didn't have a preference with Philly or Miami, or would it be Philly just because they always blow it? You'd rather play them?
I mean, obviously, I'd rather just play Philly just because, like, I do respect the Miami Heat, where, like, I do know when it comes playoff time, they do come to play. But
Put respect on their name.
This year, to like compared to any of the year, like the Celtics are just head and shoulders over any team, and this is the first time really in my life that I've experienced this type of like Celtics being at the top, because like when Isaiah Thomas was there, when Kyrie just got there, that was around the time when LeBron was still there, when Isaiah Thomas was there, and then he left and the Bucks were at the top when they were going to their run to the finals. So back then I was still worried about LeBron, and then come to find out they beat us in 7. Then I was still worried about the Bucks because they were handling us when Kyrie was on the team. But now that I've seen them, like, we beat the Bucks before, we beat Miami before, and then I was watching the Miami series religiously, and like I'm telling you, we can beat this team. And if we do play Miami, I don't think we're playing more than 5 games against Miami. I think we might be able to sweep Philly. The only team I see us beating in 6 or 7 games would be maybe the Bucks.
And who knows what the deal is with Giannis?
That's what I'm saying. And if Giannis still comes in hobbled, then I don't even know if they make it out of the first round, depending on who they play. If they play Miami and Giannis is hobbled, they're going to have a real issue. And if Damian Lillard doesn't step up, they're going to be in some deep trouble, dude.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I feel like the West is interesting, too. Just all that power at the
West
bottom.
Is jam-packed.
And then everybody kind of expects, the Suns, I mean, they should make a run, all that talent, but yet they're kind of low on the totem pole, just in terms of the standings right now. They would play the Kings in that game for the 7th seed. Are they the most likely team that would not have home court in the first round to make a run, or?
Other than if the Mavs end up staying at the 5 seed, then Suns would be second and the Mavs would be first. But I think the Suns, depending on it's all about, in my opinion, on the West, is all about the matchups. Because when it comes to the Thunder and the Timberwolves, they're great teams. I just think because their age is not there yet. And Anthony Edwards is like 23 years old. Like, he's nowhere near completely like full when it comes to like his game. And the same with the Thunder. Like, they have great pieces, but I don't know if they are a complete team yet, just because they're so young. So when you have a team like the Suns at the bottom, or even a team like the Lakers, I don't know if I said it on here. I was telling my friends, I think I might have said it on here the last time we talked basketball. If the Lakers or the Suns play a team like the Thunder or the Timberwolves, more the Thunder just because they're even younger, I can see them making it into the second round. And then if they end up playing a team like the Pelicans or something like that, then I could see them, making it almost to the conference finals. Like, those two teams depending on the first round matchups, have a chance. That's why I think the first round of the West is going to be more interesting than obviously the Western Conference Finals is going to be the most interesting out of those 3 rounds. But the first round is going to be even bigger than the second round just because I feel like there's so much more upset opportunities. So the West is going to be really interesting come playoff time. It's all about what's going to happen at the bottom 4. If the Suns end up playing the Thunder, like Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal against a Thunder team that hasn't been this 2 seed since Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Kevin Durant were on the Thunder. So, I mean, I don't see how the experience doesn't take over there. And I don't know how the Thunder could really pull out against the Suns like that. So, just all depends on where they end up seeding. But it's going to be really interesting.
Quick TO from the basketball. The Met lineup is out. So let's see what Tony's live reaction is here.
What do you got?
Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, Alonso, Beatty, Alvarez, McNeil, Stewart, and Harrison Bader. Tony, what do you think there?
Stewart is DHing.
Stewart is DHing. Yeah.
Outfield was
Nimmo in left, Bader in center, Marte in right.
Yeah, I get it. I would say that is the best team that they can field, I guess. Seems that they're pretty low on Vientos, dude.
Yeah.
Right? Like
he's still on the roster as we finally are getting coverage underway.
Yeah, baby.
From Augusta National, we have a 3-way tie, former Masters champ Danny Willett with a birdie on 1. You also have Jake Knapp at 1 under and Taylor Moore at 1 under. And how about 58-year-old Jose Maria Azubal?
Wow.
Even through 2, hanging here early with Eric Van Rooyen and Santiago de la Fuente. Augusta National, Tony, underway. So jacked up.
Amazing.
And then Ryan McNeil with a comment here.
Yes, he says Juice got the noose.
Wow. I mean, that kind of aggressive, no?
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
No?
I mean,
it's kind of tough thing to talk about. Really.
I think it is, but I think at this point, it's kind of up for grabs.
Van Rooyen with a birdie, by the way, 4-way tie first.
It's all on the table.
But obviously, come on. I mean, let's be real though. It's
sad.
Death. You don't really,
not cool. Nobody wants to be dead.
Not calling out most people.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, it's kind of it's tough. Honestly, it is tough. But wow. Are you just
dude, this shot right here pushing in down the fairway? I mean, oh wow, the graphic here. Let's look at the course, dude.
They don't usually do it, but sometimes I just wish they would start with a just power groups off the tee, but they never do that. Imagine Scotty first group off the tee.
Oh my god, I would love that.
What goes behind making these groups? They do. Is there some sort of
status? I know.
Yeah.
I don't, and I would think that the players would prefer to do late early rather than early late.
Gotcha.
Just to kind of get that afternoon tea time out of the way. You make the cut, then you have a decent amount of rest going into the weekend.
Wow, we're getting a nice fucking shot of the tee. Oh wow,
is
par
this
3
Van Rooyen at the par 3,
I believe,
4th, because hole 4, 5, and 6 look like he's waiting. I'm not sure why it doesn't look like there's anybody on the green here. Looks like he's going to be taking this shot though momentarily. But now Domek, back to kind of what we were talking about there. If you had to go with a team out of the West, who would it be?
I mean, right now you got to go with Denver just because every time Denver had a test this year, in my opinion, they've always answered the call. They played the Celtics when they were undefeated at home. They beat them at home. When Denver goes on the road and beats Boston in TD Garden, then Boston goes to Denver, another close game. A lot of people are saying, this is a finals matchup preview.
Van Rooyen with a dart.
Another game that Denver ends up pulling away.
Back though, maybe
they played the Timberwolves last night.
Just hanging on.
Anthony Edwards keeps it close. They end up pulling away by 10. It's just every game where all these teams get close, they just end up going head and shoulders above everyone else, and I just think they're gonna just smoke their way through the Western Conference Finals. I don't see any you can't tell me team. The only team I think could stop them is Dallas, just because of Luka. The amount of offensive output that Luka and Kyrie give is the only reason I can see anyone playing with Denver.
And it's time for Luka to shed that playoff narrative. Obviously, the whole thing now. What has he done? Can he do it? He's almost in a similar position to Giannis was before he won his title Is Jake Knapp approaching the par 3 here.
Sponsored by the Ducks, dude.
And then what's your take on the Knicks? Because I feel like I don't know what to think. And like I said, I'm not closely following the situation. I just kind of go by what I hear from like the fans. It seems like a lot of the Knicks fans, just to the radio, they're riled. But then you also have our very own Michael Theophil saying, first round out. You have the whole scenario as Knapp hits it into the bunker here on fourth.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Shot for him after
short
his
in the bunker?
Short in the bunker. But he's saying first round out. Obviously, Randall out as well, but Brunson on fire. OG, I guess, coming back. I mean, any scenario where you see them like making Eastern Conference Finals?
With Julius Randle, I can see them making Eastern Conference Finals. Without him, I just don't know. It was a tough situation for them because they were so good in January. They won all those games when OG came over. Then Julius Randle gets shut down. He tries to rehab his way through his injury. Finds out he's really not getting it done, so he gets the surgery done. So that's a huge blow. And now I guess OG's had this elbow issue that it's been keep getting inflamed and he's been in and out of the lineup. So I mean, they go into the playoffs healthy. I can see them easily winning the first game, or the first round. I can see them beating the Pacers. I just don't think when it comes later in the rounds, I just don't know if Jalen Brunson is going to be able to carry that load for that long. No player can do that for that long. It just doesn't work that way.
Josh B saying Randall stinks.
What?
A lot of Knicks fans don't like Julius Randle.
I mean, yeah, he's very
inconsistent in my opinion. Better without him.
And that might be the case. This run, with this run, if they go on a run this year, there's some times where, I remember when that happened with Kyrie, when Kyrie was on the Celtics. Kyrie came to the Celtics, he got hurt. We went on a really deep playoff run, and then when he did play with us in the playoffs, we didn't make it out of the second round, I think. So I mean, if that does happen, there's gonna be a very interesting offseason for the Knicks because I don't know if they're gonna want to do something with Randall. I'm not sure. They might. I don't know how they feel in office.
Can you even trade him with the contract?
I mean, he might still have value because he's an all-star caliber player.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of this also has to do with what goes on in the Western Conference with the Mavs and the Clippers, because those are both teams where if the Clippers lose first round, one of them's gonna have to lose first round because they're playing each other. If the Clippers lose first round, that's another embarrassing season with a team that's that good. So either they're gonna blow it up or they're gonna have to figure something out. And there's been rumors about Paul George going to the Knicks.
Ooh.
And then if the Mavs lose, they got to figure something out over there. I don't know if they're going to keep the core together. I don't know if they're going to keep Luka and Kyrie together. They're obviously not going to get rid of Luka, but Kyrie may be going somewhere. Who knows? But I think that the Clippers losing might play a big part in how the Knicks move in the offseason, because if the rumor is, Paul George, that they're going to move on from Paul George because they want to, go a different direction, and the Knicks played better without Randall in the playoffs, and that narrative starts to come around, I could see, maybe trying to get rid of Randall, trying to bring in Paul George and seeing what happens. But I just don't see them going on a deep run just because Brunson, he just can't do it all. And then especially when you play these teams at the end, if they play the Celtics and it's just Brunson and OG, the star power just isn't enough against the Celtics. I don't see it.
Let's just see this shot here. Jake Knapp, ball buried in the sand, and that almost had a shot to go in.
Really?
But he'll have a chance to save par.
You're a little
there.
ahead of me, I think.
Austin Eckroat, by the way, too. Everybody had either birdied or parred every hole so far here at Augusta. But we did have Austin Eckroat with a double bogey on one. So a tough start to his Masters tournament.
What a strike there, by the way, out of the bunker.
But I do think, that was
you think you're getting out of there that first shot?
Yeah, I mean, it's just normal shot.
Yeah,
shot.
Yep,
Nothing to pretend the sand's not there.
Are you within 8 feet of the hole?
Within 5.
Whoa.
No, not in the screen. But I just think if you're gonna get George and maybe Randall's included in the deal, I mean, I think they would have to give up probably 3 first-round picks at least.
Maybe, but if I'm New York, I'm gonna try and bring up his age if I'm talking to the Clippers and be like, hey,
they'll just say, all right, we'll just keep him, and you can have Julius Randle and his turnovers and his contracts.
And the Clippers do have the upper hand there, but I mean, I don't know though. But dude, what are those picks really going to be? If the Knicks are going to be competitive, those first round picks the next 3 years, how high are they really going to be in the first place?
Yeah. I mean, that's
because if they end up being a 2 seed, 3 seed every year, they're going to be outside the 20th pick.
But
in the
I
first
think
round.
the Knicks, unfortunately, and it does seem like it's different. Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau, but it does see they all have historically been, the Jets, the Mets, the Islanders, where you could never assume, oh yeah, like 5 years in a row, 10 years
Yeah.
in a row, they're just going to be a competitive team
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
playoffs every year. History has not shown that.
I think maybe, I mean, we'll see if maybe they go a different direction. Maybe they do get rid of the picks and they're like, hey, we're going to just try and be competitive, maybe try and win a ring, but we just want to at least be competitive. Because I think that too is, in my opinion, a huge part on why people, I feel like free agents haven't wanted to go to New York. And it's because like they've gone and like there hasn't been a lot of success. Even when Melo was there wasn't like I feel like there were higher expectations that they could have accomplished that it didn't happen. And I feel like if New York makes this sort of move to bring in Paul George, right? Let's say they get rid of these picks. Let's say they go on a run. And let's say they're not even like, let's say Eastern Conference Finals twice in the next 5 years, and like they're a competitive team. I feel like that's changes the whole narrative for the next at least decade for MSG. Because like any free agents look at it and they're like, all right, well, Eastern Conference Finals 2 of the last 5 years. They're a deep playoff team. Madison Square Garden. Everyone loves to play in Madison Square Garden. And based off what I've seen, what I hear on ESPN sometimes, like their narrative right now is like you want to play on a different team and just hope you get to play in MSG against the Knicks. Like you don't really want to be on the Knicks or play in MSG because of how bad they've been recently. But I just hope if the Knicks could just string some playoff sets together, it's going to help them bring in more free agents. Because the last 10 years before that, I mean, who would ever want to go to New York for that?
Yeah.
Like you'd rather go to Brooklyn at that point almost.
And they did.
Yeah.
They did.
They did. Kyrie, Kevin Durant, they chose Brooklyn. So
and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. And what do you think too, as Nap looks on here to save par? What do you think it is with Randall why Knicks fans don't like him? Because you look at the numbers are all there, the all-star appearances, but is it simply like down the stretch as he misses the par putt, will tap in for bogey to go to even? But is it just like down the stretch, like, you know, fourth quarters, for instance, like he misses a bunch of shots and turns it over, and it's like when it matters most, he's not there. Is that why they don't like him?
Yeah, I think that too. And just like, in my opinion, it's just overall, I feel like he's just inconsistent. Like there's some games where I see him and like, you know, he looks like a beast. And there's other games where I'm just like, what are you doing? And then like last year, I'm pretty sure it was last year when they played Miami, just down the stretch, Julius was nowhere to be found. And it's just, again, inconsistency is so drastic. Like it'll even happen like in one game, let alone the series. It'll be in one game where he'll have a monster first 2 quarters and then go ice cold in the second half. And when you're a Knicks fan, because I know like that's what I know New York fans are just like, you know, they expect excellence. So like I feel like New York fans will get more irritated at a player who is drastically inconsistent than a player who is just bad, because then they have the expectation of, oh, this player's bad. But when like you see a player inconsistent, I feel like it's more aggravating because you know he could be at that level and just his consistency is like what's screwing him over. And if I had to watch that day in and day out, I'd be very frustrated too. He's got to string it together. I don't know how. I don't know what he's got to do. I mean, the last 2 years in the regular season, he's been great, but then come playoff time, it's been too consistent. So I don't know if he's going to do some extra work in the offseason, but we'll have to see next year because he's not going to be able to play this year. But I mean, hopefully without him, maybe they do go on the like Celtics run when Kyrie wasn't there and Terry Rozier was playing point guard, and maybe someone fills in. Maybe Hartenstein plays a little bit of a bigger role now that Randall's not there because they need another big going in there. So I mean, also Mitch Robb came back towards the end of the season. He's been gearing up to get ready to play. He should be at 100%, like, because, you know, when you don't play all year, you got to, you know, get a couple games under your belt and stuff. So maybe when Mitch Robb comes back in the playoffs, that'll pick up a little bit of the load. So, I mean, they could still definitely go on a deeper run, maybe even win in the second round, but they just don't right now. Without Randall, they just don't have enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think they are a little short. And I think too, like if they got somebody like Joel Embiid, for instance, I think instantly title conversation. They're just that one guy away. As Van Ruin stands on the 5th tee here, ball in the air, and it looks like, yes, right down the middle. So Eric Van Ruin off to a strong start here. And Josh B says Jeremy Schaap is on Greeny, and he can't stop laughing. That is hilarious.
I'm Jeremy Schaap. Domac, did you see Jeremy Schaap speak at Shoe?
No, because I wasn't here. My buddy, that kid Peyton, sent me the email of it, and I wasn't there.
Oh,
because it was like 2 weeks ago, right? 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, maybe.
Yeah, obviously you didn't go.
No.
Now, Tony, any qualms for you? You know, you see this early coverage. Obviously, it's a little different because we had the weather delay. But normally, you know, this stuff would be going on at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. But are you like a little like kind of almost, I guess, tight at the way that they're going about starting the coverage? I know it's going to pick up as the day goes on, and you're going to see all these golfers, but just how it's just these two right now, and we got to wait a little bit to get some feature groups, and just that they're not no big names to start. I mean, what do you think about that? Or is it just because in their eyes, oh, well, we're going to save those guys because as the day goes on, more people will be watching?
Wow. I mean, I don't know, man. I think I understand why they would, because like you said, like right now it's Thursday, people are at work, you know.
Right.
Yeah, maybe people at home are able to watch it or in their office on their phones, maybe even, but I mean, for me personally, yeah, I'm kind of tight. I thought we were gonna get in like full coverage already.
I mean, tomorrow we will.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna start on time.
There we go.
So by the time we start, there'll be all these like tabs that say off air will all be on.
That's sick.
And then also we should have some Tiger coverage, the afternoon tea time today, and we'll have to finish this round early in the morning. So you would imagine we'll get some of that. And Brooks teeing off in the afternoon as well.
Oh yeah, dude.
So yeah, we should have a powerhouse group in the morning. That'll be nice for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just so pumped, and I'm just like ready to see
sick.
other golfers here. I just wanted to check leaderboard wise if anything has changed here, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like we still have a 4-way tie. Actually, I don't think this is updated. I'm gonna actually check this 1 second here. The old masters.com.
Classic. I have a 4-way tie still on my on PGA.
Yeah, but I feel like PGA.
Oh, really?
Is tight basically.
Wow.
All right, let's see leaderboard. No, I don't think it updates as much. Like they don't have the shot tracking technology. All right, so it's a 3-way tie because Knapp's bogey. So Van Ruin, Moore, and Willett all at 1 under. 4 holes for Van Ruin, 3 for Moore, 2 for Willett. And then you have Knapp, Ozabal, De La Fuente, Hager, Charles Schwartzel, Lamprecht, all at even. And then Luke List with a bogey on 1, Austin Eckroat with a double.
Wow.
And then next group's coming out here. You're finally going to get some notables here. Gary Woodland, the former U.S. Open champion, 11-18 with Olson and DeChambeau. Former Masters champ Zach Johnson at 11-30 with Corey Connors and Stubbs, the amateur. Former Masters champ Sergio Garcia, 11-42 with Chris Kirk. And then you have Lucas Glover, Ben Han-An, Harris English, 11-54. Phil Mickelson, grouped with Sepp Straka, Tony Finau, 12-06. So as we move on here, we're going to see a lot more, notable names. Last group of the day, DJ, Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood. So that's a power group. But how about the group before that? Jordan Spieth, Sahith Theegala, and Ludwig Aubert.
There we go.
To be a caddy for that threesome, huh?
I mean, yeah, the freaking love.
Oh, here's the 58-year-old champ here, I think. Jose Maria.
Oh yeah.
And I really want to see this shot, just like what the deal is. I don't know like what you guys think, but I'm always so like interested. These former Masters champs playing the Masters like 60 years old or late 50s, like just to see like can they do it? Like Fred Couples made the cut last year, which is crazy. But this is Jose Maria Azabal winning in 94 and 1999. 19
there
cuts
we go,
made.
Dude.
His 35th Masters. I haven't seen anything saying that this is his last, so I guess he's going to still keep it going here.
Yeah.
But just interested to see. Looks like this is an approach shot. No, this is the par 3/4.
Yeah.
So he comes into this hole even, Tony. Do you think he sticks this, honestly?
I absolutely do.
Like a couple feet or no?
Within 8.
Okay. I'm going to say within 6.
Wow, dude.
Ball in the air. It looks left, but sometimes you can't go by the track, man. And
way off the green.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta give it to him. He's trying his best, but
Oh.
on the tee, you could tell that was a little shaky there. He's obviously disappointed.
One of 4 players from Spain to win the Masters. Can you name the other 3?
Sergio Garcia, Seve Ballesteros, and Ballesteros, whatever, and John Rahm.
John Rahm, yeah. Very good.
And who is this? De La Fuente, the amateur. Let's see if he strikes one. And that looks right, maybe in the bunker. And wow, that is in the bunker. So this hole they were showing, it's in the top 5 all time as like hardest holes in Masters history. I think it was like the 3rd hole.
No kidding, dude.
3rd hardest hole.
I don't understand how like these PGA players get out of those bunkers, because when I was playing when I went down there, I like people say to open up your club face and like just and kick it out with the sand, dude. I don't know what they're doing, but I swear that doesn't work.
Yeah, like I feel like honestly, I could get out of any bunker besides when it's like the high wall and you're right against it. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna break my club.
Yeah,
like, I don't know how to
so
do
like
that.
for me, I just kind of almost swing almost like a normal swing. I open it up a little bit.
Tony,
But like
That's what you have to do.
I just swing
Brian
normal.
said it. It works.
Like I don't
foolproof.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's
so frustrating because like people say it doesn't work because I guess like you're gonna push the ball into the sand, but no, like I'm not hitting the top of the ball. I'm gonna whatever, dude.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it my way. Y'all do it, open every club face, do whatever you do, whatever that is. But I'm gonna hit it the normal way.
So yeah, this is we're really starting to get underway here. And I'm really excited to talk about round 1 tomorrow and have some live coverage of round 2. I think.
Hell yeah, brother.
Before we close out, we're just gonna see Van Ruin here. Let's see, 206 to the cup.
Just drove this ball a little over 300 yards.
Yeah, so a good shot there. Let's see if he can put himself in position for an early birdie here at Augusta National. That looked right, but sometimes it's like the pinstripe pass. You never know. No? Okay, it's on the green, but that's rolling back. That'll be probably 50, 60 feet there for birdie for Van Ruin.
The rollback.
But Augusta National underway, and one more time here, your early leaders at Augusta. Wow, Bryson, and they haven't showed it, but he birdies 1. So Bryson DeChambeau in a 4-way tie with Danny Willett, Taylor Moore, and Eric Van Ruin at 1 under par. And they're showing Santiago de la Fuente. I believe this is going to be, he was the Latin American champ. This is going to be his shot out of the bunker. Do we see what this is about, Tony?
Oh yeah, let's stay tuned here.
All right. And I would like to see Jose too. Maybe Jose. Yeah. That'll be like the finishing of our round 1
stay
coverage
here all day, dude.
Is Jose going first? I think he's going first. Yes. Okay. So this will be our final shot here. Jose Maria. What's his name again? Oh no, Ozabal. It's a tongue twister. Oh, so he's not going for, or is he?
Is he going first?
Now it looks like they're gonna go. Oh no, he is. He's just kind of sizing this up. I think, right?
I think so. Yeah. I want to say yes. You're a little ahead of me.
I mean, obviously he's in a tough spot. But you would think older player, probably good hands around the green. I would anticipate him having at least a shot for par after this one. We'll see what he can do with this. This rough does look pretty thick here. And obviously, wants to just get this, I would think, at least within 10 feet or so. Let's see what he will do here. Looks like a sand wedge in hand.
He looks nervous.
He does look nervous. Club back, ball in the air, trying to run it out, does get on the green. That does look good. It's moving right a little bit. Okay, so I would imagine, Tony, that'll be about 10 feet there to save par, to remain even. So a big shot there.
That was a great shot.
The former 2-time Masters champ, playing in his 35th edition of the Masters tournament. Last question. We saw Bryson with the birdie on 1, Tony. Any chance we see him in one of the final groups on Sunday?
Bryson?
Yeah. I feel like you're a Bryson type.
Yeah. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Bryson, any chance?
No.
Where did he finish last year?
I don't think he made the cut.
Really?
Yeah, when he was on, I was watching while you guys were talking about, I forgot what, but we were doing something in the segment. It was on while he was at the range. The last year he was cut off the Masters, tied for 4th at the US or the PGA Championship, tied for 20th, I think, at the Open, and then tied for 60th at the
wow, look
major.
At that shot by the amateur. That's going to be basically a tap in.
So he only had one. He had one top 20 finish,
yeah.
One top 5 finish, and a cut from the Masters. So
it'll be interesting to see, but very early on here at Augusta National. But here we are again. What a great show. Really appreciate everybody tuning in today and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony Michael Renee and Jane Costume. We want everyone to check out the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy the Masters. And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do.